to a show.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Mats Podcast. And lately, the podcast has been, I don't know, some people have mentioned to me things have seemed a little bit off, and it could have just been tired. I don't know. I've had fun with all the guests, but maybe, again, I'm just tired. I'm busy. But this one here is a little different. I feel like we're getting back to base because I'm sitting here on location at Crazy 88 in Savannah Park, and I got some teammates here, and you can call this a brown belt roundtable, if you will. And it came about because I was like talking to Jeremy. He was like, "Yo, we gotta do the pod again." I was like, "Yeah, I want to get you and Navarro on." So I go, "Yo, Navarro, trying to do the podcast?" And he was like, "I gotta make some requests." And I'm thinking like, yo, this dude's a diva. like, what are we doing? Requests? Like,
I need a bowl of M&Ms.
Yeah, I was
green
like,
and red.
I was like, we can get you some like Skittles if you need. We got some jelly beans in the basement. But he was like, no, I need Mahoney, I need Jeremy, and I need Carter. I was like, bet we can make that happen. Let me just reach out. So that's what we got here today. Going around this table, we got Mr. Jeremy over here,
Hey,
Mr. Carter over here,
Yo.
Mr. Navarro over here, and Mr. Mahoney over here.
Hiya.
And it's wild that two of them I go first name and the other two I go last names. But either way, that's how we work in here. I noticed too, as the last names, I'm not just pointing out the two white guys with the last names, the two black guys with the first names. But either way it goes, what's up, everybody? And thank you for adjusting your schedules and making the time to be out here. This was really cool.
yeah, it was a lot of, it was a lot of fun the last time we were here. Granted, my conversation was very eclectic.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was all over the place.
Yeah, your conversation, I had the question, I was like, should this even go on off the mats? Like, I don't even know, like, did we talk about jiu-jitsu? Maybe like 10 minutes.
I think I said something inspirational. Can't remember.
Well, you said something specifically so we can make it jiu-jitsu related. And I was like, it's fine. It'll do. And for Carter, this is your first time
Yes.
doing the pod. So
It is.
normally I like to sit down with people one-on-one first, but because it was the request before I could get
It's
to
all
you.
good.
So you and the
Right
phone.
in there.
Carter episode pending.
Well, he's going to end up ruining this one. He's going to be like,
We needed my big brother.
Oh.
All right. So ultimately what I wanted to kind of talk about, because Jeremy, you've been a brown belt and the rest are newly brown belted. So that was one thing to me that I wanted to kind of talk about there. But also, too, Pans just happened, and I believe all of you competed at Pans. So kind of a wrap up there. And then just general conversation about our culture here at the gym and just being chill, just having a good time. So I guess one of the first things I want to ask here, to the three most recent promotions, as you went through the ranks and coming up, actually, now that I think about it, I think I remember meeting all you at blue belt. That's wild.
we were all blue belt. Yeah.
I'm still a blue belt. That's kind of fun. I got some work to do. I got to work on myself. But like as you're coming up through your rankings and your game has changed at this part now as a brown belt, like, what parts of your game did you feel like, had to level up immediately after promotion, or were you just kind of easing in? I'm going right to you first, Carter.
I mean, the parts that need to level up immediately, I haven't really done yet. I mean, honestly, like, I'm a very like positional person. Like, I do a lot of sweeps and a lot of positions. Most of my submissions come from the back, and as you get higher, it's harder and harder to get, those big dominant positions. So that's one of the things. Like, my stand-up game needs work, and my submission game needs work. But we'll get there. We're working on it.
Hey, you're working on you.
See, it's funny you said that because I feel like I'm exactly the opposite. I don't have like a real solid positional game. Like a lot of my stuff is it's like submission oriented. So like I'm breaking it or nothing.
Right.
Big throws, like real solid passing, but really leveling up that positional dominance, like being able to off-balance people on a consistent basis, like having a real deep dive into like the different ranges and positions of jiu-jitsu and like things that a lightweight would have already done, I'm now having to do now.
Yeah, I think the obvious answer to like your question is like the leg locks. Now you get all these knee bars and calf slicers and stuff that you've been kind of like not looking at for a while, you know. And then I also like off of what Navarro says, or at least my experience so far competing is like it's hard to get good position on these guys. Like, you know what I mean? You're not doing anything tricky. Like at brown belt, like you have a base understanding of every single position now. You know, like there is no like, you've never seen that trick before. So I definitely feel like maybe that's part of like my struggle right now is like you can't just do some crazy spaz stuff and get to a good position. The guy's just looking at you like, yeah, I know that. Right? You know, like if you cartwheel past a white belt, he's like, oh my gosh. You cartwheel past a brown belt, he just kicks you in the hips. He's like, what are you doing? You know? So there's definitely that. Definitely the obvious answer is like knee bars and calf slicers and all that stuff.
You can't do knee bars.
You can't do knee bars here?
Drive for 2 hours? You gonna cry because I submit you?
And like for Jeremy, for you, kind of the same question as you've the veteran brown belt here.
Yes. As the senior brown belt, the best of them all. As I look down upon these newly promoted brown belts. Actually, no.
This is why we can't have nice things, by the way. This is why.
Everybody else was chill, and then we get to Jeremy.
Of course, I am
and
royalty.
here he comes.
I am the man, if you will. But no, seriously, like I guess like I have to agree with Mahoney. The real issue really was like watching out for knee bars or like the specific things that are, brown belt specific. That's what took me out. Like the very first tournament I did at brown belt, like a dude just wrapped around my leg, and I kind of like froze, kind of like back of my head was like, oh, tap. Then another voice said, don't do that. You're gonna lose. You're not actually gonna win. So.
You guys think that stuff should be in a purple belt? At least some of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is prepare you for it.
So, like, I have very particular opinions about this particular subject because, as a white belt, I got abused by the leg lockers at our gym. Ty, Andre, all them. So, realistically speaking, I think that knee bars, and there's no difference between a knee bar and a arm bar. I'm sorry, it just isn't. So I think knee bars should have always been.
Well, I would say the difference is your leg is stronger than your arm to defend.
Yeah. So you're safer in the knee bar than you are in the arm bar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Way safer.
I don't know about that. I feel like a blue belt would like try to defend it a little bit more than they should. Like I feel like it should definitely be allowed at purple belt. But blue belt, like I could see them just like fighting it, and then they get a little bit of pain, and they'll still fight it until finally their patella touches itself. Do you know how much
force has to be put into a knee bar in order to break it?
Yeah,
but I think the issue is the potential, the consequence of not tap. Yeah, it's like if you can hurt your arm and still go about your daily life, but like you hyperextend your knee to a point you need surgery, and then you can't drive, you can't walk. I think the consequences are bigger.
Yeah, recovery from like knee injury is like
it's way harder.
It sucks. Like as someone who's popped their knee.
Yeah, I agree though. I think it should be purple belt. I mean, we always say like purple belt is the first pro belt, and I'm like,
then you should probably treat it like a
like if you're competing at purple belt, it's like a huge time investment, and you know what's up. You know, so I feel like it would definitely be fine to do knee bars at least.
So I think knee bar is one thing. Toe holds, I probably would wait until.
Yeah, I could see holding toe holds longer.
Why?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like toe holds.
It's a rotation.
It's rotation. You know, you get a white belt. Like it's like the same thing with heel hooks. You put him in a heel hook and he spins the wrong way, and you're like, "Whoa! You just broke your own leg. I didn't mean to do that." It's like the same thing. You could put someone in a toe hold and they could just like death roll the wrong way and mess themselves up.
And just mess up. Yeah, I can see that actually.
I guess, but I feel like I feel like the damage to your ankle is pretty low.
Yeah.
Compared to like the knees and stuff, but
like it's very hard to like get a good grip and like to actually put like that extensive damage on the toe hold. Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, tell that to the guy I just fought.
Well, he was being a fool.
Tell that to Asher.
Oh yeah, Asher. Well, no, that was a straight ankle.
That was an ankle.
Whoa! Traitor in our midst. It was an Aoki lock.
The ref said
yeah, the referee did say. I guess if the IBJJF says so, it's true.
Of course.
That was an Aoki lock. I guess.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Oh,
we're gonna get into that.
I
figured it was
that was
coming.
just egregious. I'm
That
like,
was so egregious.
I was actually just talking to someone on Instagram about it because that was like, look, I don't mess with the leg lock game. You get my leg, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna tap, as last week I did. Maybe it's still a little weird, but and I was explaining Asher's situation. It was like, yeah, something was kind of funky there, and I don't think it was supposed to be, but hey, whatever. And she was trying to argue. I was like, look, I'll take your word for it. I don't fucking know.
No, so Julius actually hit up the head ref at IBJJF and got a clarification on it. And the clarification was, like, in my opinion, as like a lowly, newly promoted brown belt, that was wild.
what was the justification?
The justification was that if he extracts, this is from the head ref, if he extracts his own foot and turns it into an Aoki lock, then the Aoki lock is legal.
Because it started in an ankle lock.
Because it started in an ankle lock.
Right. So if he extracts his foot into a heel hook or into any other illegal move, then
Yeah,
Which was
the
that's
heel
wild
hook
to
is
me.
perfectly fine, I guess.
So like you're essentially saying if he starts in an ankle lock, he can do whatever he
whatever.
wants.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you put yourself into like a reap, it's not the other person's fault.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that, but it's like this is like not a reap. Like,
But not only was that not what he
I think-
did,
but that he
you
like
can
turned
sell
into it.
I think it
he,
would
like,
be more
rolled
akin
into
to,
it as
like,
well.
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
guy
You
rolled-
put yourself in a reap, so now you're allowed to just like reap his leg as hard as you want and try to bust his knee.
Yeah.
You don't get in
Yeah.
trouble for having been in the reap, but then you have to still be aware of it and like you
Yeah.
can't like
You're right.
Yeah, if you turn your leg in and the guy just all of a sudden just throws his leg towards a direction, then it's like
Yeah.
we can't be like, okay.
That was the weirdest, and like there's so many different things wrong with that explanation, not the least of which the ones we're saying right now. That it was like, come on, like how would that work? Especially if he's a juvenile.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy point.
That's the wild.
So,
So,
like,
like,
he really
so
should
he
have.
can't wrist lock, but he can Aoki lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Asher being at juvenile blue belt and with him long legs and stuff, he could grab a straight ankle lock. The guy could turn and he could just knee bar him and be like, "I was trying to straight ankle lock."
Like, I don't know why he turned into knee bar.
That was his fault.
That was his fault.
I mean, I think that's kind of the point though too. Is like you said, like as a juvenile, it's like there are things you can't do in other points, but now you're justifying something else. I mean, you got to be straight across the whole board then if we're going to play that game.
Yeah, it's either a catastrophic injury or it's not. Like
Yeah.
to Carter's earlier point, like there's a level of control that they don't have yet, and they'll get it obviously with time or whatever. But if he rolls the wrong way, you get the wrong juvenile who rolls the wrong way in an Aoki lock.
Like that's the end of his jujitsu
That's
like,
it.
forever. Like he's gonna have to just do weightlifting.
Everything's shredded at that point.
Yeah,
But
throw weight left.
like
I
you,
feel like it's bad.
you protect
No,
them
but
from
it's
like
you know
like
what
I
I
said,
mean.
you protect them from wrist locks, but not this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know I have a personal, disdain towards wrist locks, but hey, look, man, I've been trying to find out where you're gonna be, so I can, because the last time you was on, I was shit talking a little bit, and I'm like, oh no, I was gonna be there. Nah, I'm good.
Don't worry, I'm gonna sneak up on you. One day.
That's why today when I showed up, I came in a little late just to like, try to peek around. I was like, okay, I don't want them showing up thinking I'll just be here, like because if I
You
saw
show
you,
up to practice to like, oh, maybe Navarro's gonna show up and wrist lock me again.
I was gonna go bowling. Walk right back over there. Like I don't even like bowling, but
Better than getting
I should have just sent him over there to like wrist lock you while you're
How you
bowling.
doing?
Like, what you doing?
it'll look like a WWE skit, like Stone Cold and Booker T in the grocery store.
So cold.
Damn, got thrown off there. I'm worried. But yeah, like with the wrist locks, I mean, yeah, it hurts, it sucks, but like Aoki, it's like that's bad, bad news. So
Yeah.
you get fucked up there. Like you're
gonna
not
need
doing this
surgery.
anymore.
Like if like the best case is surgery. Your worst case is no more jujitsu.
Yeah.
Ever again.
So IBJJF, get your rules together, man. Like I mean, I could talk a little bit of shit because I don't be showing up, but
Yeah.
but get it together.
I love the IBJJF.
Okay, you better be careful. It's like we'll be like passing a guard, and they'll give the other guy points. I'm like, what the hell? We heard you talking all
Didn't
that
that
shit.
happen? Just
That would totally not surprise me even a little bit.
Oh gosh.
didn't that just recently happen? Or
Yep.
I was like, like I'm pretty sure I just heard somebody like pass, and it was like they gave the points to the other person. I was like, I don't know a whole lot, but I do know that, and that's
I know
wrong.
that was wrong.
That's not right.
Like, what you doing, son? Get it together. Speaking of which, Pans, for all that competed, specifically our newer brown belts, did competing at brown belts at the Pans expose anything in your game, good or bad?
Yes.
Well, let's go there.
Absolutely.
No, I just like it's. I've spent all this time like as a competitor honing in how to be a competitor, and I feel like now I'm at a point where, even though I've been studying jiu-jitsu for so long, that I'm like, oh, all my problems are just technical now. So it's like, it's both like embarrassing and refreshing because I'm like, sweet. So the answer is like more drilling, more technical planning, more like just get better at jiu-jitsu. Whereas I feel like sometimes, like when you have like a blue belt that's competing or something, like literally I was talking to, one of the white belts at OM last night about like what you should eat after you weigh in. And all this stuff is like, you spend all this time doing stuff that's not related to jiu-jitsu. And now I feel like, I'm like, man, I know how to be an athlete. And I'm like, I just like put myself in some bad positions and didn't know how to deal with like one thing the guy was doing. And it snowballed. So I'm like, oh, I just need to drill more and study more. So it's like frustrating because I'm like, I've been doing jiu-jitsu so long and I got like beat on some stupid, like pretty easy technical stuff. But then it's also like, well, that's good because now we know that like we can make weight. We know that we can, get prepared and do the shakeout and wake up and be ready and feel good in the match. Now you just need to like be technical again, and it's nice. It's like back to white belt when you were like, what do I do when the guy puts me in the close guard? It's like kind of that. It's kind of like, what do I do when he wraps this lapel? What do I do when he wraps this lapel? And for me, it was, what do I do when he holds this sleeve instead of most of my training partners grab this sleeve? And now I feel like I'm backwards. I got to just drill that side, right? So it was very refreshing, but also a little frustrating because it was like not a complicated thing that messed me up.
And how about you, Navarro?
Realistically speaking, I think that my game translated well to this particular arena. The first match was awful. Like, I was very, like, kind of off a little bit. Had a bad throw, so ended up getting put into my guard a little earlier than I wanted to. But guy basically gave me my favorite position. So I ended up sweeping him, won. Had a war with a guy I knew was going to have a war with. So he's like kind of the one seed. I knew he was coming. I knew it was going to be a war. We had a war. It was a fun war. It was a fun war. He popped my ankle so hard that I'm still limping. And
Only slightly.
only slightly now. But like, it was so bad. It's like, but it was one of those situations where you had to dig deep. And I was just like, I'm not going out like that. I can't let someone footlock me. It's a personal thing. So we had a war. I ended up losing in semis on advantages. And I knew that the next day this foot was going to blow up. I wasn't going to be able to walk. So I was like, Julius asked me if I was going to do the open class. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow.
I'm surprised you did the open class, actually.
I said tomorrow, and I didn't. So tomorrow ain't today. So we went into open class, and Jeremy will tell you.
Oh, this guy, he got the worst draw ever.
So
like, he got all the big guys,
I had
each and every last one,
ultra heavyweight.
like back to back. That was the only competition he had. Me, I got like all the tiny guys. I'm like, oh, this is easy. Just put him on the back, put him on his back.
Nuts. So
After you get rid of one, you're like, there's another? Damn.
the guy,
They were big mad though. Every time he won, they were big mad.
No, like his first opponent was like a full foot taller than him, just looking down at him. It was like David and Goliath. I was like,
The guy that tried to fight you was freaking huge. That guy was easily like 2 heads taller than you. It was amazing.
it was pretty funny. All right, so in the open class, there's a guy he's about 7 foot, and if you watch the match, it's like what was it? He's a good head taller than me, and he pulls. We have a nice exchange or whatever, and he gives me his foot, pop him with the toe hold, and he gets so mad that I pop him with the toe hold that he starts whining, fighting, and tries to get in my face. And I think he thought I was going to back down. He don't know I'm from North Philly. So.
Well, plus his face is like this tall up here. You can't really.
To translate, he thought shit was sweet.
Let me assure you, shit was not sweet. So, of course, I got like reamed by like Isaac and Keith afterwards. However, I'm not backing down from anybody. I told him straight up that you had your opportunity like 5 seconds ago. You got subbed. So this is not a question anymore. So that was like the first match. Second match, I got him with a armbar. So like we kind of I powered up a little bit as the thing went on as I normally do. And then in the semis, it was like the ultra heavy champion. So I was like, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. Of course, it was a pain in the butt, and we ended up in a leg lock exchange again, and I ended up finishing him. So went into the open class, straight subs, and then me and Jeremy closed out in the final.
Nice.
So.
No, you should say what it was. You got gold because you cheat at rock, paper, scissors. That's what happened.
Dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
That's not my fault. So Jeremy always thinks that I'm going to do one thing. So for years, I've been doing, every time we do rock, paper, scissors, I always go scissors. Always.
Like,
Almost always.
It's like he's been playing the long con for years.
Waiting for that pan closeout.
Right?
Wait until it actually matters.
Because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, he's going to throw. I'm like, what the? He's never thrown paper. Ever.
So you got to play the long game on this one.
Oh, my gosh. Because I was joking about that earlier with Coach Keith. I was like, he's probably playing the long game. Nah, that's ridiculous.
He's
no one
absolutely
would ever
playing the long game because he knows I've thrown rock and I have thrown like scissors, but I have never thrown paper.
He came out there knowing it's like, I got him today. I've been planning for years on this one. It's like, whenever I always start off with scissor, but just in case. I'll throw a rock out there just in case, but I never start with paper. But hey,
Today was the day.
I was like, what?
No, you should have thrown scissors to see if he was gonna switch it up for the Grand Slam.
Oh yeah,
You gotta test it. Double scissor pull.
actually that's right.
Oh my God.
First person's watching the rock.
well, look, you earned it. So
Hey.
hold on. Where's the sound button? Let's make some noise for that. I don't care what Jeremy say about you, man.
Jeremy. No, it was but it was a lot to be learned from that. My passing wasn't as tight as it was at purple belt. It wasn't as dominant, but it got the job done, not in the same way. As everybody said, at this point, if you don't know leg locks, you behind.
Yeah.
You don't know if you don't know leg locks, you're behind. So I am thankful for the abuse I took from Ty at this point, but it was a good run, but it could have been better. I want my match back. I really want my match back. I'm petty.
Well, he was pretty good. Like
I don't care what
it's
he
one
is.
of those
I want my
things,
match
like,
back.
you guys have a very similar style of fighting because I fought you
not
and him.
me, and we gonna show that.
Oh gosh.
Let's be clear. I already got the game plan for him already. It's already written down. You think I haven't poured over that match 5 times already?
Yeah.
I'm petty.
I can't wait. I got to see it. And Carter, let me get back to the question. As I think I was like, you probably forgot the question. Competing at Pans at brown belt now, was there anything that was exposed, good or bad, in your game out there?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's I fought adult all through blue belt, and then at purple belt I started fighting masters, and it was very different. But one of the things that I really like about competing is that you take all this time and effort and money and preparation, and you go out, and if you lose to something, it's so much more impactful than like just having it happen in the room. The way I lost was something that I knew was like a weakness, not one of my greatest points, but having like I said, all this money and the experience of having to go down there, and then you get 5 minutes to do it, and then to lose like that, I'm like, damn, I don't ever want that to happen again. It's like seared in my brain. I'm going to fix it. It's like I've already taken steps to fix it, and I'm going to fix it. So, brown belt, you know, pretty much everyone in the bracket was pretty good. Everyone I was lined up to face was pretty good. They had some kind of credential on their record that was impressive, and that's kind of the tier that I'm gonna be at. Like, I didn't get super beat, but I was, you know, I was beat decisively. You know, I didn't get demolished, but it was very one-sided, and I don't like that. So, you know, like I said, that's what I've always liked about competing. I didn't get that experience as much at purple belt. You know, there were a few things here and there, but I did pretty well at purple belt, and all the matches I lost were really close. But so this is the first time in a long time that I really got stuck somewhere and was like, I couldn't really respond in the time that I had. So I'm excited to do it again.
I think that's one of those things that, as I'm like hearing this around the table, one of the things I love hearing is like, hey, I missed this, or I didn't get that. I want it back. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna fix it to get better. To get, you know, because we ain't gonna have a repeat. And I don't know. As I look at jiu-jitsu myself, you know, I'm just here in the training room. You know, I get caught in something. You know, I'm like, that sucks. Don't want it to happen again. But the consequences aren't as like as expensive or as dire here. So like hearing about this in competition and hearing y'all's reaction, that's a refreshing thing. Just as someone at the gym, it's like, well, it's refreshing knowing like, you know, y'all gonna fix them, but also on the other end, it's scary because if I cross paths with y'all, it's like I might be the guy. It's like, fuck. Like I saw Mahoney out here, you know, getting some rounds in today, and I'm looking, it's like, oh man, like I'm calling for people, and I'm looking at him like, I want that round, but at the same time, I got a feeling something.
It's like a horror movie, right? It's just like Mahoney is coming.
Yeah, it's like I saw him all the way at the other end of the mat, and I saw him kind of moving closer and closer. I was like, oh man, I feel like he's getting closer to me. I got like I think there's like a new white belt. I was like, let me get a second.
Gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, but I think you just pulled out two like important parts of why competing is a good thing. One, because it, like I was explaining this in my kids class, like I can tell you like put your hand here, put your hand here, but then when you go to the tournament and you get swept or something and they go, coach, why do I get swept? And I go, because you didn't put your hand here. That lesson is way stronger than me just telling you. You know, like how many times your dad tells you something and you're like, whatever, dad, and then like you go out and experience that thing and you're like, dang, my dad's a really smart guy. You know? And then the other is like those hard rounds are very easy to be like, you know, I'm not 20 anymore, I don't need that. But then like when you're a competitor, like you're kind of like I was in the practice the other day and all the world's guys are there, so I'm like, I gotta go with these young bucks. Like I have to take advantage of this opportunity to like go with Devin and these young guys that are competing, because otherwise it's like I feel like I'm not prepping myself properly for competition. Whereas if you're not competing, there's no pressure there. You're just like, I'll just go with whatever.
I'm just gonna come here and like be lackadaisical. But like you go to a competition, you can't be lackadaisical because that guy, he wants that medal and he's willing to break every bone in your body to get it. That's the point of the tournament.
I want my $5 medal.
And he's gonna snap you if you're not locked in.
And the same thing that you were just saying about like it's easy to, you see the hard rounds and stuff. So, those people also sometimes disappear. It's crazy, man. Like the number of people that I hated rolling with, but I knew I should, and I would always put it off. And then one day you're like, whatever happened to that person? Like, oh, they moved, or oh, they broke their knee or something, like, or they quit, and you're like, oh, I had it in my hands and I didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So.
Right. That's highly underrated because like those rounds, like with these world champions that we're exposed to and all these other stuff, like they don't come around very often. Like,
Less and less as we get up there.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
That's a real good point, because that's one of the things I'm noticing as we compete at brown belt. There's just not a lot of us. Like your bracket would be big. Like your bracket would be 20 people easily. Like, oh, you can go to Grappling Industries, get a bunch of matches. Now, no.
Yeah, we were talking about the other day. Like we show up at Grappling Industries or Naga, and they just collect our money and tell us like there's no one here, but you can come back and next time to watch no one be here again.
Like we can't like. Having a conversation with the lower belts about competing in locals. Like some of them will take locals for granted, and like when we're coming up, like now we want to do these locals. We want to
Right.
get that experience. We want to
Yeah.
get this.
But there's no good matches for
There's
you.
nothing.
There's
Guess
like-
I'm flying to Atlanta again.
Oh yeah.
and it's
Like
expensive.
local guy, like, you can. There's like one guy there, and that's only if he decides to stay. He decided to like sign up because his students are there.
Yeah.
But then if it gets too late, he's gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna go home instead. This is the only tournament I'm ever doing." So we have to fly out. Spend like near $500 to $600 going to like fucking Atlanta or California or International Masters, whatever the hell.
Who's doing international masters?
EPS's. I said I would do it, so I may sign up.
Epps is doing it. Yeah. It's a middle of the week. Come on.
Actually, yeah, you still got the.
But
you got
that
new
actually,
job.
for me, I guess for you guys have real jobs, but for me, that actually works out because my employees and stuff are adult. So, like, if I go on a Tuesday, I come home and then they go. So, like, Christian is going. He drives the route on Friday. But I'm like, well, I'll be back by Friday. So, I'm actually thinking about switching out Atlanta for that just because I'm on my bulk in Atlanta soon.
Yeah, Atlanta's only in 2 weeks, and that's not up
Yeah,
on
that's what
us,
I'm
man.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I
He's
just
like,
wanna
who's
stay on
doing
my-
Atlanta? I'm like, what?
I want to stay on my bulk a little longer. I've been enjoying my 3,000 calories.
Well, that one's like nearly like the cheapest tournaments because like you just
Yeah.
stay in the airport.
That is the beauty of that thing. We keep joking about it, but it's like, man, it got that little tram from the airport to the venue, and
is
the hotels
nice.
at the venue.
Well,
It's like their own village.
As long as they don't book the wrong damn hotel.
Oh no! What
Last
happened?
time we
Last
went, they
time
booked
we
a
went.
one-off site. So,
Oh no!
That's like that's the
Why
whole
did
point.
we do this?
That's the whole point.
That's the Atlanta's one that I always hear a lot about. I have friends down there too, so whenever I see the Atlanta Open come up, I see folks from the gym going. I see my friends down there, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm always aware.
Yeah.
Anytime Atlanta is doing anything, it's like, oh, okay. For whatever reason, it's just in my face. And
It's the universe telling you that you got to go to Atlanta with us and fight some guys finally.
Well, he can't
Fight some
compete though.
strangers.
That's the problem. I mean, it's weird that you can't like get because they all approve like
Oh, they won't
they,
let you-
approve
They
like
told me,
transgenders wearing like their
that's
their
what-
armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got my in. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. They say like, well, you did this for the people in Portland. Why don't I have my
Oh, no,
armor?
I'm just going to tell them that I'm in transition.
This is much more of a workaround than just looking into like ADA stuff and being like, "Hey, you have to accommodate me, motherfucker."
So, well, I was it the DC Open when it came here, because I remember talking to Danny Ives about it. He was like, "Yeah, just send him an email." So I sent him an email, thinking, this should be fine. I should get an exemption, and they immediately responded. I'm thinking like I'm gonna hear back in a couple of days. No, it was like within like 24 hours. Like, nah, just put on a neoprene brace. I was like,
Oh, okay.
Like, well, that doesn't sound very helpful because I know because I'm sweaty, so it's gonna slide up, and I don't want my bag exposed. But then Huggy did bring up something, and it was like, okay, well, I got to become a no-gi guy. And he was like, just do no-gi. And I was like, oh, I could do that, but I really like the gi because,
Wait, how's Nogi different? They'll allow
It's
you
a
to
rash
wear-
you're
guard.
wearing a rash guard.
Oh,
That's the whole thing is they don't let you wear rash guards in the gi for men.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's still an odd thing, but okay.
Well, you
Yeah.
can. I just made that statement about when you can as a man.
I got a plan, trust me.
Yeah. It's like, well, I.
So anyhow, let me get to you, Jeremy,
Sure.
because you've been here. You veteran brown belt here.
Yes, that's the best, the oldest, the strongest.
What patterns do you see in the brown belt competitors at IBJJF specifically that others might not see or have not seen yet?
Have not seen yet. That's a tough one. But like one thing is like if they've never been to like such a big competition like this, like our Pans, they aren't really prepared for the type of people they'll run into. Like they come in there like half cocked or like still a bit nervous or like outside of like their mind frame that they should be in, and that's more what kills you than anything. Because I said this to like I can't remember who I was telling this, but like you're going there and you know enough jiu-jitsu. The problem is you're in like this whole other venue surrounded by like basically like I hate to sound like an alpha male type, but you're surrounded by like all these like heavy testosterone rugged guys willing to just basically fuck you up if you're like not on your game. So like when you're confronted with that, like for the first time ever, especially like a new belt, sometimes you buckle just slightly, and that slightly may just be enough, really.
Yeah, I think one of those things. Like, I think there's actually a pretty good point. Your mistakes at brown belt are magnified. Like the window for you, like, because it used to be like, okay, like if my hand's in the wrong place, like, okay, I can make that adjustment. Now, no, you're gone at that point.
Someone
Like,
saw that and they grabbed your hand immediately.
Like they were waiting. They were anticipating that mistake.
Sometimes they're forcing it. Like whenever I'm out there, I am trying to force you to make like just this tiniest mistake. I'll leave like an opening to make you think that, hey, maybe I can go for a triangle. No, my hand is on the ground, waiting for your leg to go.
So, like, if your principles and your basics are not on point, or you're even lax even a little bit, like, gone.
They got you.
That's a pass. Like, that's the difference between the triangle being finished and you being down 7 points on a passing amount.
Like things can cascade fast,
Things-
so fast.
It's so bad.
Someone's on your back, you're like, damn. Well, that's the end of this match, and
That
it's only
thing will
30
go from
seconds in.
2 to 10 real quick.
It's like I got 4 minutes of this left.
Oh yeah, that's gotta suck because it's like early on. It's like, oh shit.
It's like, all right, I'm only down 2. One mistake. How did he get 10 already?
And being masters too, the matches are only 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
you know, you make that little mistake, and they hit you with that 2, 5, 7 point transition or something. It's like, look up.
Yeah.
He's like, I got 3 minutes to get out and then do the same thing to them, and they're gonna be stalling. They're gonna be super safe.
I think that's the thing about jiu-jitsu that's like, or about competing that's killing me the most is the 5-minute matches, honestly, because I feel like a lot of the time I'm in like feel good shape, but it's like Navarro said, you make one bad mistake or one small mistake, and then the guy is able, especially in the gi, to just like lock you up and like stall. There's going to be no penalty because there's only 2 minutes left or whatever. Like
he's making it look good. He's sitting there. He's acting his ass off.
Yes. So like that's really frustrating me. And then people also get upset because they're like, oh, all these matches go to like advantage. So the thing that people hate about jiu-jitsu gets amplified by the 5-minute match because you're like, of course they win by advantage because it's a 5-minute match. What do you think is going to happen? You know, like jiu-jitsu is built on like 4-hour matches. Like sometimes it takes 4 hours to set up a submission. So now we get 5 minutes. What are we talking about right now?
That's a fair point, because like if you look at like a submission only matches, like there was that one where they just got bored and then they just like, all right, you win now.
Yeah.
Where they dragged them, I can't remember who it was, but they dragged them to the back. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Right?
Yeah, it was in Who's Number One. It was the end. It was the finals of Who's Number One. It was Kyle Chambers and I think it was Isaac Mitchell. I'm probably wrong on that one, but I remember it was keep going for 4 hours, 6 hours. It didn't end till like 2, 3 in the morning.
They were like, we're hype, and then they're like, all right, we're not hype. Get them off. And then they were still going.
Yeah, they literally just dragged them off into the back and just let them keep going.
For like 4 hours, and like we only get like 5 minutes to make shit work.
Yeah.
I remember years ago hearing it because when I started, I mean, I was in my 30s, but like, you know, just in the room, it was like, all right, the timer's on 6 minutes, whatever it may be. And then you hear like, oh, you know, masters, you know, the rounds were 5 minutes. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's not terrible. You know, but then like the more you start thinking about it, it's like you said, hey, you're a minute in and now you're down, you know, 8-0. Like 6 minutes is like, okay, you still got that extra minute. It's like, okay, but being older and having trash cardio at the time, I was like, oh, 5 minutes is great because you know, I can chill. But like now it's like, oh shit, I need those points back. I don't got time. It's kind of like, you know, in a UFC fight. Oh shit, I'm down. We're in the 3rd round. I gotta stop this dude. It's just like I gotta basically submit this dude because I ain't gonna get those points back. Because like you said, he's gonna be stalling, bullshit. And
one thing about the stalling
swinging
thing
for
that
offenses.
one thing about the stalling thing though that people drastically underestimate. There's a timer on that, so there is a point to which you can stall out the rest of the match. I think it's right around a minute and a half.
40 seconds, you don't have to care anymore. That's
for,
how I look at it.
So every 30 seconds, so you'll get popped for stalling right around every 30 seconds. 20 seconds. So every 20 seconds, you'll get popped for stalling. So ref will go, boom, penalty. Boom, penalty advantage. Boom, penalty 2 points. But that means that you have a full minute before it actually matters, especially if you're up 2.
More than 2, yeah.
If you're up more than 2, so even if you got just a pass and it's over, like at the minute mark, that's over. All he has to do is ride you out.
You just have to hold them up, just pick them up off the ground, or like just lock their legs down.
Because even
like,
if he gave you even if he penalizes you, he can only penalize you up to 2 points.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point it's over. So the match is actually not 5 minutes long; it's 4 minutes.
Yeah. Because everybody at our level, if they want to just base God, they probably can. If they want to just wrap a lapel, they definitely can.
Yeah. Like every last one of us can probably stall for like a full minute.
And it's
easily.
And it is a disadvantage for us, like not to sound like elitist or whatever. For a regular Masters competitor, I feel like it is like 5 minutes. That's good, but I don't think any of us are gonna have a hard time doing a 10-minute match. You know what I mean?
Like that'd be easy.
I mean, let me not sound crazy. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be gassed and exhausted by the end of it. But like, I think everybody here could make it. You know what I mean? And like survive the match.
It's been a long time since cardio or conditioning was a deciding factor. And that's so when I was at blue belt and you had 4 or 5 matches, I was like, man, I would like a shorter match. So when I first got to Masters, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, as you
Less
get
matches,
you get. That's not the limiting factor. Like you're tired at the end, but I'm never like, whew, glad that was that. You know, I need a break before I can do another one. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Just
the way we
train,
train,
water break.
Right. The way we train here, it's like
Just
sparring for an hour straight with no real break.
Yeah, every now and again, Julie's like, all right, 30 minutes straight, go. I'm like, well, okay, we're doing this.
That's what I always feel like training, like here, and I primarily do here on Saturdays, and like at the end, you know, put the clock on, and it's open match, just going, and I'm trying to get every single round, but there's never any point where I feel like, oh man, like I don't want another round. In fact, when it's done, I'm like, anymore, or are we done? Not saying that I have the best cardio, or I'm the toughest guy. It's just like you're just kind of on that autopilot of like, all right, we're here rolling. Whereas like you run into other cats like stop through the visit. They're like, oh man, like
how many rounds are we doing?
how long are these rounds?
Like we've only done 2 at 4. What's
like we're usually looking for extra rounds. Like even today after class, Jeremy and Sal did an extra round.
Oh yeah. Well, we were supposed to like do one earlier, but we ended a little bit early. There's a smidgen.
So it was like,
I feel like, and I know I've said it on here before. Yeah, I'm biased because this is where I train. But like we train in a way where it's like, even if you don't compete, you're still getting those long, like your cardio is getting built up, because it shouldn't be a factor at any point. If you do decide like, hey, maybe I am going to go out there, and it's like your cardio shouldn't be a factor other than like maybe your nerves, like that'll zap you. But
there definitely is that. I definitely feel like competing, especially if you're nervous, is like more tiring than practice because you're just like all amped up.
Yeah, like that's the whole mental thing. Like I figure that like kills your cardio more so than anything. Just like your
mental
own,
state,
like, locking in.
But to go back to that, like I always tell people that like you're spoiled if you started training here. Like you're spoiled. You haven't been around, because I've been around to like travel to go to different gyms and see like a lot of people train to mild discomfort. It's like. Not that you should train to failure every practice, but like, sometimes you want to be like dragged off the mat. I don't think that should be every single practice. If you're doing that twice a day, then you're going to die. But I do think that you should be going, training to exhaustion maybe is better than to failure. And then I've literally spent like 2 rounds and they're like, I'm going to go sit down. And I'm like, brother, you're not even challenging yourself. Like your body, like if you look at it from sport training, like your body is not going to get any adaptation from doing what is inside your comfort zone.
I also think though that there's a limit, because there are also those guys who just want to bang and they abandon all technique.
Right.
Like what are you here for? Oh, I'm just here to wrestle. I'm just here to like beat it out. But like there's a lot of people like will be working on certain things. Like we'll be working on maybe Jeremy wants to work on lapel, or maybe like we want to work on this position or whatever. Like we're always coming in with a plan on what we are working on. Like this is not just random stuff we're working on at this point.
Though. Do we have anybody like that anymore? Because I feel they don't really last.
Yes.
Who do we have?
You go to because you don't go to the basics classes.
Oh, that's why
like the caddy.
It's always just like you always have to tell them like you gotta come in with a plan. This There's
like
a finite amount of time. You have to
You have to, like,
utilize
learn.
it like effectively. Like, and we can keep going. We can keep doing this. Like Mr. Carr says, like, yo, it's like cardio has not been a factor in a very long time. However, like, if you're just banging it out, what are you getting out of this? Like,
and plus most of us, like especially in this room right here, just ignore that. Like, someone's like coming at you with all their strength, even if they're like super duper strong. He's gonna like flip them.
Yeah.
flip them, sweep them.
Just flip them.
To be clear, Jeremy's
This from
talking
you,
about
you
me.
would literally flip them.
I think he did that to me last night. I was like, I'm gonna get this big guy, and he just flipped me and said no. And I said, can I please? And he said no.
So glad that you mentioned mental, because that's my next section here. Mental. I thought you were trying to look. I was like, no, you can't be cheating looking at the questions.
No, I can't see them from here. They're very tiny.
He's looking behind the DM's little divider there.
I
There's
can't
a
remember.
dragon coming
I
up.
think my computer has like a shield, because if you look from a certain angle, the screen looks black. I think the iPad is
Privacy
not.
is you.
I thought it was off this entire time. Yeah, it is completely.
No, my wife, she hates it. She's like, I can't see. And I was like, well,
That's
you
the
can
Sneaky,
like,
sneaky.
you can
Correct.
just come sit right here if you really want to see.
Well,
but,
then she'll see whatever porn you're looking at. You don't want that.
I mean,
Of course, it was,
He knew he was going
you saw him lob it up. I have to spike it.
there's nothing too weird. I mean, so anyhow, as you know, we kind of get into the mental aspect of it. Do you feel like when you're out there, are you competing to win, or are you, I guess, since you've all only had the one competition at Brown so far,
No, we've all had at least two.
you had to.
I've been
We were all
proud to see
signed up
guys,
for a
actually.
tournament when he promoted us.
Every
Right,
one
that's
of us.
fair. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I got to move up now. But like, do you feel like you're like, you know, there's this thing about like I got to win, or like to prove that you belong at your rank?
Well, now that's an interesting question. I don't feel like well, I kind of would separate those two things.
Oh.
So like when I sign up for a competition, you sign up to win. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that's like revolutionary data here. For me, competition is an impetus to get better, which is why like I love this period right now more than anything. Like I think everybody's going to make massive jumps. Like even if you're not competing at Worlds, you're going to make massive jumps. People are so focused right now. The room is the air is heavy. Like everybody's getting like, for context, we're preparing for Worlds right now. So Worlds 2026 is coming in 6 weeks. So it's like the air heavy, everybody's locked in. We have people flying over from Ireland training with us now. Like it's just different breed, different time. It's like it's super cool. It's super cool to see everybody making these jumps. So when you sign up for a competition, honestly, you're signing up to test yourself and to win, especially at the regional and up level. I think locals are a little different because you may have people who are doing it for like shits and gigs, or you may have somebody doing it to like test out new gear. Like so, if I'm signing up a local to like test out new game plans before I have to go to the regional level and start implementing them at that level and like kind of fine tune my game. But from the mental aspect of things, I think that it's always lock in, try and win. That's like from my perspective, but
I mean, Mahoney.
Yeah, that's what I tell the kids. Like, it's like, hey, winning isn't the most important thing, but trying to is. It's like it like
I like that.
ooh, I love that.
because it's
I
very
love that.
it's very easy to like be like, oh, coach said winning's not important, and then now they're gonna take that and do with it what they want, which is probably bad because they're kids and they don't always make the best decisions. So it's just like, hey, I want you to try your hardest, but understand that like no one's gonna be mad if you don't, because that's like you're going to test yourself, right? So it's like if you go to test yourself and then don't put 100%, and then like did you really test yourself, right? And then there's also that thing of like pre-existing excuse making. So if you go and you don't try your best, then then you can be like, wow, well that wasn't it. You know, you can do the bitch assness and be like, I wasn't really trying hard. You know, I wasn't doing. You know, it's just a naga, so I wasn't gonna go blah blah blah. You know, or say whatever you have to say. And I do think what you're saying is correct. Like, yeah, if you want to do like a regional or Naga Grappling Industries to try out the new guard that you've literally never done, yeah, heck yeah. Then there is a thing of like doing that, as long as you're not using it as an excuse to not like do your best that you can, even if you give yourself some pre-existing constraints, right? So
I say that's my mindset going into it, because like I always say, like, I don't really care if I win. I care that I'm doing the best I can to beat somebody.
Yeah.
Guy's like just better than me. Guy's just better than me. But if I'm like just learning as I go out there to make myself better, that's also good. And I'm always like reminded of like that one match at my very first Pans, like where this guy was beating the living hell out of me, just whooping my ass.
I
like
will never forget this.
Oh, it's like
never forget
it's
this.
one that's gonna be like engraved on my tombstone. It's like the video for this fight is gone, but like the dude was like racking up 0 to 14 points, like just beating my ass, and he made one tiny mistake and I broke his leg. Like he just crossed his legs and on the back of me. But the reason I bring this up is like during that fight, I was like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I've already lost, but I'm going to make this win less easy for him. So I might do something. I might find something to like slow him down. To like, I might first pick up all the things he's beating my ass with, and I'm going to like bring it back to the gym. And halfway through this, I'm going to like try and then like get something on him. Luckily, it was the one thing that just ended up making me win the match. I have no idea what happened to that guy. He probably needed surgery, because it was pretty bad, because I was getting the fuck beat out of me. I was not going to let go of that like position.
So he's underselling it. He was getting his ass whipped 16-0. There was 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. The guy crosses his legs, and Jeremy instinctually snaps it loud enough that we heard it in the stands.
icky.
It was gross. It's the nastiest thing I've ever heard. It echoed through the entire stadium, and all you heard was this guy scream bloody murder. They stretchered him out.
Dang.
And I don't actually remember him competing ever again.
I don't ever think it, but I remember I was the only one celebrating this win. I just hopped up. I was like, yeah!
What belt was
This
that?
was blue belt pants.
Blue belt.
Everyone was just looking at me like, what the
Blue
fuck?
belt.
Like, we were just, because we were in the stands, we were like, he didn't do that.
Halfway through celebrating, I'm like, oh, my bad.
You all right, dog?
You good? You good? You good? That was a good match, man.
It was not a good match.
I mean, I know you said the footage don't exist, but I kind of want to see it now. And
Right
that
before
kind of
he
shit
goes
is
to
like
bed.
We have been searching for it.
and I don't like bone breaks. I hate when people send that shit to me in my DMs. That's all I get. It's like, hey, have you seen it? Yes, I've seen it. It's gross. I don't want to see it again. Stop sending. And then I get like friends who don't train. Dude, look what I saw. You like, have you seen this? But for some reason, I kind of want to. It's like, I just got to know.
There's something to be said about what Mahoney's saying, though. You have to try to win. Like, had he not tried to win, he would have laid down and died. He would have just gotten beat. But because he kept the mindset of, I am going to try my hardest in this 6-minute match to do everything I can to win, it was defined by the last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The whole match is defined by the last. Everything that happened before that point don't matter.
Doesn't even matter.
It's sub. It's over. So like, there's something to be said about that. And like, I really like that. I'm going to get the T-shirt.
Yeah, you write that down. You can
Write that
sell
one
that,
down.
dude.
And with that, I remember saying this to Carter. We were just talking about the pan, and like, it's true. A lot of my matches where I remember like certain bits, a lot of them are matches that I lost. And at the pan, I think my proudest thing was that like, I got swept and scored on, and then they reset us in the mount in the middle of the thing with like 30 seconds left. And I feel like it would have been very easy to be like, well, there's 30 seconds. I'm down like, I don't remember what it was, 4 points? I think it was like 2-6. And I'm looking at it like crap, but I like, slapped my face, pop, pop, and said, let's go. And I just like battled all the way to the belt. And by the end of it, like I had escaped the mount. I had like started to recompose. You know what I mean? Like there was something to be said. And like, I'm like, okay, so even though I'm not happy with how I performed the pan, it's like, that feels good. And I have like a couple of those where I'm like, I lost the match, but there's a but, you know, like like one of them being Nogi Worlds Open, or sorry, Masters Worlds Open, where I'm like mounted in the open class by this giant guy, and there's no reason for me to finish the match. There's literally like, I'm a lightweight in the open, there's no pressure for me. He's mounting me, his 5 o'clock shadow is rubbing on my eyelid. I'm like, this is terrible. But there's just something that was like, hey, but did you come here to face adversity or not? And I'm like, this is adversity, you're in it right now. So then I just kept fighting, getting squished, and like took my beating like a man. But I don't think anyone would have given me a hard time if I had just like tapped from the mount, you know, been like, all right, this is over. But like, I would have been on the plane home like, you're a bitch, right?
Yeah.
So I had to kind of like, so a lot of
Like
my, I feel like
up halfway through.
yeah. So it's like funny you're saying like, do you go to win? It's like, yeah, you go to win, but like really, if you're going to test yourself, like there's going to be stories like that you remember, like I did well and I lost and I'm happy, you know. Whereas like a lot of times when you just win a match and you just, you know, smoke the guy, you don't even remember that match after time.
Some guy who's just like a fucking soda can.
Yeah.
You don't really care,
Right.
He's like, why did I do this?
It's like
wars.
the wars,
Yes.
the close matches. Yeah, that's when you remember.
You come
like,
back from the brink, you're like, yes.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said though, to even with the framing of the question. Do you go there to win or go there to prove that you belong at that rank? And I think it actually goes hand in hand because, like you said, like you got to try to win, and if you're putting in that effort, you're making the strides, even if you're getting beat 14-0, and you're still like, well, I'm not going to just like go out here and lose like this. I got to like throw a Hail Mary. I mean, it says something about you though at that point because it's like, look. I'm whatever rank it may be. If you just go in there and just get mollywopped without making an effort, it's like, well, maybe you don't deserve it. You just kind of rolled over. But it's like, look, I'm fighting to the very last second. It's like, okay, like there's something in this person that's saying, look, I know I can do this. They might have just got the best of me like right now, but they can get the best of me of every second of this fight. I'm gonna end up having to break their leg or something, which is that's fucked up. Like, what are you doing? Son? Like,
Hey, man.
What is wrong with
you
you?
just got the tab. Like, he was like, nah, I gotta make sure.
It's a 30-cent medal, Jeremy. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I am. Actually, I gotta say this. That may hunt me down. He's like, I remember that too.
I can,
motherfucker.
I can order you one. I'm pretty sure I can just go to like a trophy store and get you one if you need it. That dude ain't gonna never compete again.
Hey, what if
Actually,
he
I
had
don't remember
kids?
his name.
He can't walk
He didn't
now.
have kids. He
How
was
do you
like
know?
20s. He was
How
in
do
his
you know?
20s.
Yeah, I'm sure he does have kids, and they came out with broken legs. Like,
Dang.
dang.
All,
How many
Generational
Now he has
leg
kids, and now he
broken.
has to tell people like, hey, I remember when I was good, and I was in the semifinals of blue belt pans, and this guy just broke my leg, and he just starts crying like
You remind
yesteryear.
He reminds me.
That was
remembers
you.
me.
That's you.
That's me.
You are the source of his trauma now.
He is
Congratulations.
He's in all the therapy right now. He just sits there every week. And it's like, are you going to be okay? No, probably not.
You guys ever fight a guy and his kids are on the side of the mat and you're kind of beating his ass? I hate that. That's the
awful.
worst. You're like cross choking him as hard as you can, and you just hear like,
You know
Let's
that
go,
affects
Dad.
me more now that I
yeah.
have kids.
Now that I'm a dad, I'm like, bro, I gotta choke you in front of your kid. My bad.
because that's what I think. That's why that guy wanted to fight me because his kids were in the stands.
Oh, dude.
His kids were in the stands. His wife was in the stands, and like this guy, a full head lower than him, taps him, and I was like, all right.
Well, then they saw him get punked too, so it wasn't really.
He made it worse. He made it worse.
That was worse.
Like,
That
you
was
a
million
bitch,
times
daddy?
The kid comes over and like tug you on your
2
gi.
L's in 30 seconds.
Like, clean your room. Why don't you clean your room, daddy? Punk ass.
You clean it.
Do I need to call Navarro again? Like, what? They come over tugging on your gi.
Your size
Are you
doesn't
my new
scare me
dad?
anymore, Dad.
Like, I already got 2 kids, but
It's like, can I have my allowance?
Oh, boy.
All right. All right. Last thing on mindset at brown belts. Really, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird just saying at brown belt, but in general, at this point in your game, how do you handle nerves going out there to compete? I'm gonna go to you, Carter, because I didn't get you on the last one.
Oh, it's okay. No, I don't know. I don't get too nervous at the tournament anymore. I've learned that I used to get, when I first started, I would get really nervous, but I realized that I would avoid thinking about the tournament until the tournament, because when you sign up and you start thinking about that first match, I know for me, I would get like my heart rate would go up just sitting at home or driving around. I'd think about it, and so I would try to avoid that. But I realized that you should welcome that. I do it a lot now, so I've already been nervous about the match like 20 times and calm myself down from it. So when I go out there, it's just like number 21.
Yeah.
But if your heart rate goes up, I have a stupid thing. I blow on my thumb, because it forces you to take like a deep breath and exhale very slowly. And so like that'll, if my heart rate does start to go up, I just do that and then it goes back down. But I try not to worry too much about it, just because like I've fought so many people like in the room and at tournaments that, I mean, there's just another dude. Just another dude out there, and he just does jiu-jitsu too. And, you know, I can sweep him, I can submit him, I can do all this stuff. It's more game plan and stuff at this point. So I don't get too nervous at the tournaments anymore. But I've also been doing this for a long time, so.
Yeah, I would say I don't get that nervous. But, you know, you're always going to have some level of nerves. I would say as long as I'm doing my shakeout run, that's like a big one. That's just general mental health for me, is like running. So I find like if I do start to get a little bit of nerves and I haven't done my shakeout run yet, sometimes I'll go, all right, well, now it's time to do it. And then I feel a lot better. And then also like focusing, like I'm always thinking about my rehydration. Even like this last time, like my weight was pretty much on, but I'm still like, you know, like as long as there's a task kind of thing, you know, like if there's a task at hand, you don't really let your mind wander. So I'm like, all right, we got to do our shakeout. We got to do our stretch. We got to do our, and then by the time you've like completed all these tasks, you're like on the mat ready to fight the guy. So it kind of doesn't allow you to sit there. I think the hardest one is when you're just sitting there staring at a blank wall thinking about the guy, you know. Like that's the biggest nerves. So it's like if you have a process that you just kind of like a familiar routine, you know, process that you're going through, it's like it's its own little comfort blanket.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like everyone has their own ritual at this point in time.
Yeah, and you find some sort of like familiarity in the ritual, even though you just flew to whatever state you flew to fight the guy. You're like so far from home, but like there's like you're centering yourself, you know, by having the same little ritual, you know,
a little routine.
Or like for me, it's like the same bag.
You know, this is actually really interesting that you all have a routine. I'm just now figuring all of this out. I get horribly nervous.
Wait, you don't have a routine?
Why don't you speak up over the last 10 years?
We gotta help you with that. With this.
Oh man, I get so incredibly nervous. Like my heart rate goes through the roof.
That's a
like
superpower.
Like
That's
my
my
heart
secret
rate.
cap.
So like it's like what Curtis said. Like my heart rate's through the roof. Like it's almost like I'm shaking and I'm so nervous.
Damn,
but so like the first 10 seconds of my any tournament match is like the worst time in the world for me. But then like my body remembers that this is just jiu-jitsu. You do this every other day. Like you study it, you think about it, and like once my body remembers this is just jiu-jitsu, then I kind of mainline a flat line, and like that's why as I continue on through the tournament, I actually like kind of get better because my body's more used to the environment itself and acclimated. But that first match is awful.
We can fix this, Navarro. So you can just.
I'm still trying to fix it. I'm listening to this. This is awesome.
That's our next thing when we go to another local. We just gotta get you a ritual. We gotta figure out like
Get
what's
me
your-
a ritual because
your routine
my
you
stuff
need to do.
sucks right now. You guys are all like so far ahead of me right now. I'm like embarrassed. It's horrible.
And like I was turning to you, like, what's your ritual? And, like that's why when you said it, was like, oh my god, like,
You know what's
you
funny
just
about
raw
that
dogging?
is I'm
Raw dogging.
is I'm thinking back to the Pan, and like me and Carter are like, hey, what time are we going to the venue? We're gonna go at this time. We're gonna go. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do my run at this time. And all this is actually really learned from Tran, because Tran, if you ever compete with him, he's like, at 7:01 I'm going to eat a protein bar. At 7:42 I'm gonna go on my shakeout run, and then by 8:03 I'll be stretching. You know what I mean? Like, and when I watched that regimentation, I was like, yo, this is what I need, bro. And like, still, like, if I compete with him, I'm like, hey, where you going? And I follow his ass around and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I noticed at the tournament, like, I was talking to Carter, like, when are you gonna do this, blah blah blah. And then and you were like, I'm gonna have to get an Uber because it's time to do my shakeout run. And I'm looking at him like, why didn't you do a run at the fucking venue, you know? And so it's funny that you're saying that, because I remember having that thought, like, I feel like he's just going with the flow a little bit, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I totally screwed this all up.
I was like,
but
my one is like I have to show up 2 hours ahead and like weigh myself with the food I ate. I don't eat until I show up to the venue. Eat that food if it keeps me on weight. An hour ahead of time. That's why I do a hard ass workout and then I chill.
Yeah.
That's
I
my thing.
think like an hour out is good for you.
And I don't watch anyone else's matches. That's why I just
Yeah, there is an emotional taxation. It seems rude, I think, but like it's not, because definitely like if I'm watching you guys go, I'm like emotionally invested, and you don't want that emotional roller coaster before you compete, you know.
Because like
Gotta
that
save
gets
my
into your
adrenaline
system.
for my
I remember
Yeah,
fighting.
that's how it feels.
I remember fighting on a card with Huggins, and like watching his match was like so stressful to me. And then like I felt like I had already fought. I was like sitting in the back, like, all right, he like won. Like that was, and I was like, okay, all right, now I can focus on my fight. And it's like later I was like, that's probably not the way to do that, you know.
You like absorb their energy somehow.
Yeah.
Like they're so.
Man, I am the exact opposite. I watched all of you guys' fights. I'm rooting for you in my head because, like, all right, like sidebar. It is actually you cannot yell or anything while you're in the pen. So like it's not allowed, and he can get DQ'd for that. So
I didn't know that.
you have to. So you kind of gotta.
I definitely do that.
Well,
So
it's like
you kinda gotta
doing
chill
quick
on it.
alerts, so
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
actually.
Yeah. So.
I was rooting for the other guy.
But what ends up happening is that like I'll watch Jeremy's matches and like that actually is calming to me. Like it's powering me up. I'm like, yeah, Jay, go, Jay. That's what I'm talking about. And like it like gives me the power. I'm like, yeah, it's game time now. My man's is out there. We getting it. Like it's like it's powering me up right now. I'm getting a little hype. But like I see you guys fight and like I draw that energy in. I'm like, yeah. Let's go.
You sound like you need to be less hyped though when you start.
Probably. He's
That's
probably
probably
right.
part of the issue.
Yeah, one
Might be
down
part of the
drops
issue.
it, like,
Because
yeah.
I am like, because like by the time we hit the finals, I'm through the roof. I've had way too much caffeine. At
Your
that
heart's
point.
over there somewhere, getting more coffee.
I have left Earth at this point.
I think that is kind of a thing though, and really from both perspectives. It's like I've gone to some of the local competitions and I'll see people compete and I'm not competing, but my heart is going. I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm about to go out there. And there's something to be said about drawing that energy. Now imagine now I've got to go out there and I'm amped up, because I just saw Mahoney compete. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. But then there's also the other side of it though too, because like you say, you get hyped too. Because like if you see somebody out there, fucking do a flying triangle, it's like, oh shit, like I'm pumped. But then also in my head too, it's like, I'm not gonna try a flying triangle. Yeah. But I'm excited that he did, and now I know I got my game. I'm gonna execute.
Yeah.
And you're excited, so I can see both sides of it, where it's just like, like, but also too, look, I don't want to watch nobody compete. Beforehand, it's like because you want to keep your own, your own little like center. It's like, look, I'm focused here, but. Like, this is all good info for me to take in, just in general, because it's like, one day, I'm gonna get my operation, and I'm gonna go.
Let's go.
They're gonna let me wear my rash guard under that gi. I want to real quick talk about the culture here at the gym, because whenever I'm on here, like I said, I always hype up 88 because that's where I train. So I'm always gonna talk big shit, but here at a group setting with 4 longtime grapplers. Because, I started actually almost to the day 11 years ago, which is crazy. I think that I actually stuck with something as long. I was a Boy Scout once, and I think once I got that second class badge, I was like, I think it's good enough, right? Like, we can bounce
made
out.
it.
Then they were like, yeah, because you got to like get your swim merit badge, get your first class badge. I was like, I'm from Detroit. You know how that goes. We're not swimming. But it's crazy to think that I've stuck along with this long. And then, like, when I think back to those days back in Arnold, when you folks would come over and cross-train with us, and I remember Carter being there, and I remember... Like I remember because
PTSD.
I'm sorry.
Every time he goes to sleep, he wakes up in a cold sweat. Goes,
Actually, no. You just had a post on Facebook recently, like it was talking about like when you started and like you got your blue belt, and like around that time. And I started thinking, it was like, yo, this dude got his blue belt and immediately started wrist locking me. Yo, I wish I would have known. I thought this dude was like a seasoned vet wrist locking me. This dude was fresh, just like, ooh, give me that white belt.
That's what happens. Like as soon as you get promoted, he's like, all right, it's time.
Man, I was wrist locking at white belt. They told me I could, so.
Blame Malcolm.
I remember I did it to a white belt. He got so angry. It's not allowed, man.
Like you want to be a blue belt, don't you?
Start learning this, but just having this time in with all of you here, I think it's really cool personally. And then, like I said, I like to hype us all up. But as far as like just this journey together, like what does it mean for you all going through this up to this stage as teammates? Because again, this isn't like a random group. Y'all train together, y'all compete together. Like there's a kinship here. So what does that mean for you, Mahoney? With this group coming up.
I mean, it's awesome. Like you get to see stuff and that inspires you. I mean, like I said earlier, some of my like greatest fondest memories and stories I remember are from matches I lost, and like one of them is literally the guy in Virginia who, like, there's 30 seconds left, I'm down 7 points. He's like a heavyweight, so I'm like having a hard time moving him at all. And I look over at Julius and he's like, you know what it is. And I look over at Navarro and he's like getting ready to fight him. So I'm like, well, here's the guy Navarro's about to fight. So I was like, time to turn up and do it for my guy. Like, right? Like, I don't have to go crazy, but if it helps Navarro, then I'm willing to jack my heart rate to 180. So here we go. And I just shoved him out of bounds and snapped his head and like headbutting him in the chest, even though I can't double leg him at all. Like, he's not moving, but I'm like, yeah. And at the end of the thing, when, he's getting his hand raised, he's also breathing heavily. And I was like, all right, I did it, and I feel like I haven't always had that like in the past where I'm like, I kind of care about my teammates more than I care about myself, which is like, I'm not trying to like make myself sound good, but that is just kind of like the vibe here where it's like, everybody can succeed, and I feel like sometimes when you're in a competitive sport like jiu-jitsu, where it's not like basketball or football, where it's a team sport, it's an individual sport, it's like, yes, I need my training partners to succeed, but at the end of the day, it's me. Whereas I feel like Crazy 88's not like that. There's like a big emphasis on like pulling the next guy up, like Julius always says, like, try to make it easier for the next group that comes up, and I think that's what really gets it in for me, is that the goal is for everyone to succeed. And there's masters guys, and there's adult guys, and there's MMA guys, and there's little kids, and like everyone can compete, and everyone can train, and everyone can get better. So like for me, like that's what I really love about it, is like the family atmosphere, and that's something like even before I had kids, but where my mind started to go to that place where I was like, this is a place where I would like my kids to grow up and kind of get these concepts of like, teamwork and like caring about other people, and like, you know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of stuff here that on and off the mats that is very important for, I think, human behavior, right? Yeah. So I really like it. Like that's what it means to me, is just like teamwork and like having people around me that I feel are a good support circle, because for me, I don't know how it is for you guys. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days, but as long as you have a good support circle around you, you can like always recover,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's like roughly the same. As Mahoney, I was a little bit far from the mic, but as Mahoney said like earlier, is like if you've started training here, and like 88's like my first gym and only gym, like you get spoiled. Like I've been to other schools, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? What are you guys doing? It's like, why are you chewing gum on the mat? Why are you wearing like the 10th planet system? This is not Sambo. Like, be good at this gym. That guy's smoking weed in here. Why is he doing that? Smoke weed outside. Come on. But like, there's like something to be said about the camaraderie here. Like at some, like if someone's like having a rough time, like you'll get a message from another guy at any point in time, and like that may like hit you hard. Like, oh man, this man's looking out for me. God, yeah, he didn't even need to do that. Or like even like when someone else is preparing for a fight, like I remember when I was injured, like, and the world's competitors needed to train. All of a sudden, I got messages like, "Where the fuck have you been? We showed up for you. Why aren't you showing up for me?" I'm like, my knee has popped. I can't help you.
So what? I didn't ask about your knee.
I didn't ask you questions about your knee. You get in here. Like, I'll support from the side. So it was like a little bit of that. It was like I did feel like shit. I was like, damn, man, I can't. They were there helping me out for Pans, and I can't help them out just because my ACL is being a bitch. Come on now. Punk ass ACL, but
I got two of them.
But yeah, I got two of them. I could just use the other one.
Let's just move it.
Yeah, just switch it. That's how anatomy works. But there's like I said this to like a old student, but like assholes don't really last long at 88, and when someone becomes an asshole, suddenly they just stop showing up as frequently. Everyone knows. I don't have to name names. There's one that was long time ago, a very crazy party person that we all remember.
Oh, come on.
I mean, granted, he's doing well. I don't want to call him an asshole, but he's an asshole. If you're listening to this, I still love you, man. That's why I'm not saying your name. But if you message me later talking about, hey man, I'm not an asshole, you're kind of off. Yeah, I'm not making this up. He knows who he is.
I feel like if you're like, I'm not an asshole.
Yeah. We've had people had talks with you about this, and we still love you. I still love you. I may be the only one, but that's.
I still love you, bro.
Yeah, we all still love you. We still look out for you. We hope you're doing the best. But along with this, like there was a white belt who just like out of nowhere, she just came up. Was like, this place is like the greatest place ever. Like you guys are like my brothers.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, it was like one of those things because we were just about to spar. It was like, yeah.
You want to fight?
we can go after this as well. I'm glad I'm your brother.
Well, you get the first round.
Yeah. You get the first one. I won't neon bellow you to oblivion like I normally do. Just halfway there. But so like there's like a nice like everyone here. It's like cheers of jiu-jitsu, and like you don't really get that as much, especially in these other places. Like and like for us to be like so high level and still so like friendly. Like you can have like the same guy who's never going to compete in his life roll against a dude who's like aiming for like adult worlds, like in the same room, and they have to roll to each other. And that guy who is doing adult worlds is a jackass to the person who's like brand new. He's just like a father of two. Like a coach is going to come up there and rip him to pieces, kind of thing. Like Epps almost got in trouble the other day because he lost his temper. Granted, he lost his temper for a good reason, but at the same time, it's like you got to calm your ass down.
Yeah. Yeah. You get frustrated as an advanced student with something that a new guy does. It's like you got to kind of treat a white belt like a little kid. It's like, hey, buddy, you can't break my arm if you like.
Please stop kicking me repeatedly in the face, please.
Yeah. We're not doing groin strikes. You kind of have to do it the right way. And I like that that's part of the culture. Like, part of our culture is that, like, you treat the white belt nice and, as much as I joke and say, like, oh, gross white belts. But, like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's the new guy.
The next generation.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying to go to a new place with a bunch of people that you don't know, do something that you've never done, which also happens to be a martial art, So you're going to get beat up, you're going to get choked. So it's a lot, and I think we forget that sometimes. They're doing something stupid. But really, they're like full of insecurity right now. So it's like if you pop off on that stupid thing that they did that was 100% their fault, they're already like afraid that everything's their fault because they're a white belt, right? So you just have to be like, hey, man.
They see you as like the big bad brown belt.
Yeah, that's what's so funny when you tell the white belt like you're the most dangerous guy in the room because he's got that thing of like, whoa, these guys fight in the octagon. These guys are so deadly, and you're like, no, it's you. You're
the problem.
You and Navarro are the deadly. You guys are.
That is true though. It's like white belts and Navarro. You gotta be careful.
Sorry, Navarro, it's true.
I mean, I'm still stunned on you're like, yo, I'm full of nerves before going out to compete because I've seen you before you're about to compete. I'm like, oh, this dude looks like he's ready. Like he's locked in. It's like, oh, this dude, like,
I'm fraud.
He hides it well.
I'm fraud like shit.
But that's part of it. You just gotta have a poker face. He's like, all right.
Poker face it's whatever.
And Carter, like for you, kind of the same things. Like through this upcoming and everything.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I've been here for so long. I started at Crazy 8 in 2010, and the cultures that changed. Like it was a little bit different when I started, but the underlying the goals weren't. When I started, I was in law school when I started, and I thought I was really smart and I had a lot of things figured out. But it's interesting because this school kind of taught me a lot about what it really means to like better yourself, like as far as setting goals and trying to be accountable and trying to help your peers do the same. And that part's always been there. And so I really enjoy being here because, and now it's now it's much friendlier. It's much more like I don't know how to say this, but I agree where it's like everyone is always very welcoming now and like very it was always like that, but it was a little, especially in the advanced class, it was a little more hard-nosed in the beginning. It was a little bit more like, felt more like a wrestling room, kind of like, you know, man up and like come in here and like let's do the thing. But you know, I'm grateful for people who have been here for a long time, because as I said earlier, so many times you take for granted training partners. You have somebody who's a really good training partner, and for whatever reason they're no longer here. So to have, like, I've known these guys for a long time, and like I don't like roll with Jeremy very much, but I like having him around because of the like how he contributes to the room and the atmosphere. We're not even at the same location very much anymore, but you know, he's training with Navarro, and then Navarro's with us, so it all kind of meshes together. And to have kind of the people who have been here for a long time and who are interested in seeing the school progress, and to, like Mahoney was saying, like to bring up the next guy, kind of that attitude, you know, it trickles down. I'm really glad to be here. I like jiu-jitsu. It's fun for me. It's a hobby. It's how I stay in shape and stuff. But like I said, I don't know if I would have stayed doing it quite as long if it wasn't at a place where the culture was good and it was an environment where everyone's really just trying to like better themselves, and it bleeds over outside of jiu-jitsu, because if you learn how to set goals and how to kind of reach the next level and hold yourself accountable and actually make plans to do better, that kind of stuff bleeds over into your career and then your personal life, your personal relationships. And so I mean, it's just, not to sound too corny, but you know, it's made me a better person just being here for so long in this type of environment. So I'm very grateful, and I'm glad to have, like I said, people who have been around for a long time.
I actually wanted to go last on this one because, like, of everybody here, I'm actually the newest to 88, and one of the things I distinctly remember everybody in this room helping me, like, at a very particular point. Like, I remember because I distinctly remember when I was a blue belt and I truly did not know how to drill, and Mr. Carter pulled me aside, pulled me into the ring, and he was drilling X guard. I'll never forget it. And he actually taught me how to drill and how to, like, really, like, examine what I'm doing. Like, I was just going. And he was like, this is how I'm going about this. This is how I'm drilling. Like, I'm putting my foot here. I'm examining why I'm putting my foot here. What is the reaction you're going to give me to put the foot here? And, like, really imparting that knowledge upon things. Like, Mahoney is a very hard-nosed role. Like, he's part of that old school. So, like, but sometimes you need that. Like, you go, Mahoney, you know what's up. He's gonna fly. And I love it. Boy, I love it. So
he jumps high.
He jumped real high. He don't know he a lightweight. Like,
I would just like to point out that two black guys said I jump high.
White man can jump.
White man can absolutely jump. But, like, that helps me a lot, because, like, well, like, I think it was like about 2 years ago, I was going with Mahoney, and Mahoney subbed me every round. Like, he guillotine choked me every single round one day, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, but that really, like, it made me step back and take a look, like, no, you got to examine this technically. Like, he is technically doing something that is making it so that he is choking me. And, like, it really helped me out, because it, like, really had made me, it was like the first time I had to really step back and assess something on a technical level to say, what is happening here, and kind of put that feedback loop. Me and Jeremy have gone at least once a week for 10 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long, Jeremy. We started as white belts, and now we're at brown belt, and we've gone at least once a week for 10 years. There's nobody who knows my game better than Jeremy does. Half the stuff I do, I was ciphering with him. So, like, there's a partner, and, like, we talked about this last time we talked. It was like, there's a partnership there. Like,
is there a tax advantage there?
Maybe, because I really want this. I really want this. In. But it's like, he's wrapping me up. I'm doing things. We're doing, like, I'm exposing him to the things that I get from Elk Ridge, he's exposing me to the things that he's getting from Severna Park primarily, and like we're just kind of like a double helix at that point, like kind of ciphering around. So like that doesn't happen. I say all this to say that doesn't happen at a lot of gyms, like straight up.
Yeah.
The week before Pans, I actually went back to my old gym. Like, so shout out to Sensei Mark for that. And he's trying to start a jiu-jitsu gym, and he was like, your level is so much higher than anything he's seen, and he's a 2nd degree black belt. So, and he's like, this is so much higher than anything like we're seeing here or anything we have seen here. Like, and he was just really thankful for me to come in, and I was thankful for the roles as well, of course, because like I'm in Philly, I'm visiting my mom, and like it just like kind of to your point said to me like we're blessed and highly favored in the environment by which we are coming through the ranks, because that is not the case. There are people starting out. There are people who have really bad gym cultures.
Yeah.
Like those gym cultures were like, oh, well, like I have my favorite students and screw everybody else. Or everybody wants to like go blood for blood and blase, blase. Like there's no camaraderie there. Like you can't talk.
They'd be like, "Oh, this is just a casual gym, so let's not even push anybody."
Yeah.
You know, let's just
or
go
the opposite,
or
the opposite way. Like everybody's just trying to like destroy everybody. Like there's a running gag through some of these gyms saying, "You can't ask an upper belt for a roll."
Oh man,
yeah, that's weird to me.
Like, but you see the reaction around the room. Like that's weird to all of us. We're just like, if you want to go with an upper belt, just ask. Like that I've never thought not to ask Ty, Timmy, whoever for like a role. Like that's not a thing.
Yeah, you just ask anyone.
But
if they're not injured or tired, then they'll go.
If you're not on the boo boo wall, you good. Like you fair game. But like it's when you go to another gym, and I encourage everybody to do so because it'll make you appreciate your gym more. You'll be like, look, it's not the case everywhere. Like even just like we were talking about leg locks earlier, there's a lot of gyms that don't do leg locks at all.
Yeah,
they ban them.
They say it's like they don't like them.
They don't like them, so they ban them. There are gyms that ban. There's gyms that ban leg locks. There's gyms that ban wrist locks.
what?
No wrist locks.
No wrist locks.
That's not true.
And you know what's worse? There's some that ban knee bars.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Is this true though? There's legitimately like gyms that are branded as jiu-jitsu gyms that say you can't leg lock or wrist lock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's insane.
They say it's too dangerous.
Wrist locks?
Wrist locks. I've been to a gym. I'm not going to name names.
Name them. Call them out.
Well,
It may or may not be in Philadelphia.
Say their name in Pig Latin.
Give me the app.
They were like, yo, we can't, like, no, we don't allow wrist locks. It was like,
That's wild.
I was like, okay.
Actually, there's
So don't allow arm bars here. Sorry.
Actually, there's just
It's only
a
me on
picture
that
of Navarro behind the front desk. At a lot of gyms.
Tell this guy you don't allow leg locks or
If this
wrist
guy
locks.
comes in, no leg locks, no wrist locks.
Actually, that'd be hilarious. You say their name, they're like, that doesn't sound right. You do that all the time.
Like, time ago.
I was just wrist locking people last week. Well, they just told me we're not allowed to.
Look, for the record, I did not wrist lock anybody this week.
This week.
No, wait a
Actually,
minute.
no, you got Phil today. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. Sorry, Phil.
Name dropped your submission on the pod. Despicable.
It was not me. It was Jeremy, for the record.
He'll be fine.
Good luck, Phil.
That's one of the things about this gym is that, like, again, around this table, just hearing everyone's different experience, and like me having visited a couple different gyms, they're nice gyms, but I didn't feel that push, and granted I'm just there for a couple of days, but it just felt like, okay, it's super casual, and I'm all for a casual role. I'm a casual guy. But there's also still got to be kind of a challenge to a push. You got to learn something from it, pull from it. I was talking to my buddy's dad yesterday at dinner, and he was asking about jiu-jitsu. Because he goes, Dante, are you still doing your martial arts? I was like, yeah, I actually.
Kung fu over there.
I was like, karate. Yeah, he was like, martial arts, like, what is it that you do? And I was like, I actually just came from there. So, here we are. And, as he's asking, he's like, he's 80. He goes, is there something I could do? And I was like, I mean, you can do it. I mean, it's not like, you look at videos of it and you'll see younger folks going at a certain pace, but for you could approach it, but you can still do it and take care of yourself, and if people are going to take care of you. And, this is where I start hyping our gym up, because I was talking about the different ranks. And I was like, there's a standard at our gym when I think about it. Like at the belt promotions, I'm looking around, I'm seeing, folks getting promoted. And one thing that kind of went through my mind as I'm watching the promotions, thinking about each belt rank as a table, and you all moving to the new table. And it's like, oh, they belong at that table, though. You see it. And then you see, Sean Gray going up to purple, like, oh, he belongs at that table, though. So that, and as I'm trying to explain this to my buddy's dad, it's like, you can go to another gym and you can get promoted on time. You can get promoted on, silly things. But for their gym, you are a blue belt, a purple belt, a brown belt, whatever. But it's like, if you're here and you're any of those ranks, it's like, oh, like you earned the hell out of that. Like you got there, like in the training room, out on the competition run, whatever it may be. So whenever I think about this gym and anyone getting promoted, anyone at the next level, I always think like, yeah, like me always joking, it's like, damn, dude, I've been doing this so long and I'm still a blue belt. But it's like, there's a thing to that though too, because it's like, should I be at that table with those purple belts? Maybe not fully. Like we can have conversations, and I can fit in that conversation. I can talk a good game with you. Can I get out there and roll a good game? Maybe. Just don't wrist lock me. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I think I can run with you. But there's an earning of the rounds out here, So just hearing your experiences just makes me think like, damn, I'm glad like this is the gym I'm at. I'm glad that, there was one point I wanted to quit. It wasn't because of the gym. It was just, I think I was in a weird like headspace that I don't think I was in love with jiu-jitsu. And then when I came back and got these Saturday, rounds, I was like, oh, I do love it. I just need to have, like, I needed to approach it differently and then really see what our culture is about. And like since then, like all I do is like, you got, if you're in the area, stop through, come through. We're a lot of great people here, and we might be silly, we might seem intense, but at the end of the day, we do care, and we just want to take care of each other and get better. So I'm honored to be sitting at this table talking with veteran brown belt here.
The most best brown belt.
Peon brown belts.
These peons, they
we're
aren't
still the
allowed
peon
to
brown
look at me.
belts.
Freshly promoted brown belts, and just to be able to say like, look, I had a good conversation with you cats, and learned a lot. Thank you for that. I can't reach the applause button, but I would if I could.
Which one is it? Is it B?
They're letters. I didn't know there were letters. I thought they were numbers.
Right there.
I thought they were numbers. I don't look at the board. I just
How do you
buttons.
not look at the board? It's your board. It's
You're bored.
the same way I type. I don't look when I'm typing. I just type and it happens. Before we wrap up, I want to do a real quick rapid fire and get us out of here so we can enjoy the rest of our day. I think my daughter wants to sing karaoke, so I got to go.
Nice.
Probably using these mics too.
These are very nice mics, by the way.
These are dope, actually.
Well, thank you. I got them off Amazon, $15. Well, 2 of them. Like I think this one that I'm using. When I ordered the equipment, they're like, "Hey," they sent me an email. You never got your equipment for the podcast. I didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh man, maybe." So like, here's a $99 credit. I was like, "Bet." I was like, "Let me get that microphone," and it sounds just like the others.
Yeah.
But then I bought a second one for my co-host for our other podcast, and it still sounds the same. So, but a real quick rapid fire. Let's run through it. Let me take a look here because I'm gonna hit one from each category because I'm not gonna just do them all. All right, that one's traditional. We always say that. Submission you hit the most versus submission that you want to hit more. Mahoney.
Submission that I hit the most, probably loop choke. And right now, like since being promoted, the submission I want to hit that I'm not hitting at all, and it's making me angry is knee bars.
I knew it was coming. Navarro.
To Julius's much chagrin, ankle locks by far.
That's your thing.
That's
But what
kind
do
of
you
a
want?
thing.
That's what I'm curious. But we already knew that.
Honestly, what I want, I have never hit a triangle.
Oh,
You know what's funny? I was
yeah,
just
you
thinking about a
haven't.
triangle.
I've never hit a triangle in competition.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day. It's like
I've hit
it's
everything
very
else.
Odd.
I have never hit. I have very long legs, and I've never hit a triangle
That's wild. Well, at least you're not forcing it,
Because
though.
you're never playing guard.
because I've never.
True. Carter.
Like bow and arrow gi chokes from the back are always going to be the one I hit the most. I want my straight ankle lock to get better.
ugh.
Yeah, I'd say like mine is a tie between like the bow and arrow and the Americana. I'm always hunting the Americana if I don't get the bow and arrow and back and forth. As far as the one I want to work on more, it's definitely knee bars. Knee bars.
I like how everybody else is like not a leg locker, and I'm the only one.
Yes.
I'm like on this island by myself. When like 3 out of 4 of our subjects.
This is why I don't like it when you touch my feet. I'm like, get off. Stop that. Stop that.
I think last time I rode with you, you're like, do you have any injuries? And I was like, yeah, my right ankle was a little funky. And I hear you like, right ankle. Boom, he goes to the left one. It's like,
Yep.
like,
You need a matching pair.
yeah, it's like, all right, well, I got you. I'll make sure both of them are jacked
He
up.
doesn't want you to walk with a limp, obviously. He just wants you-
just don't want you to walk at all.
Like, yeah, just crawl around now. Get a wheelchair.
That's considerate.
Like, thank you for considering me. All right. What's harder for you, first match or semi-final match, Jeremy?
I'd say it's always the first match. Yes. Semi-final, I'm like, all right, I'm warm, I'm good, I'm ready to go. But it's the first match because no one wants to be like that dude. Like I said this earlier, I don't care if I win, except the first match, because no one wants to just show up there. You pay like $1,000 and now you're oh my bad, I forgot, Carter. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hate you.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even there. I just
That
say
didn't
that off
happen
the top
to
of
me
my head.
recently.
It sucks though. It's a bad feeling. I'm sorry.
Just keep talking about it.
Now you go, Carter.
And Carter.
It's always the first match. It's always the first match.
It's by far the first match. Like I said before, the first match I always feel like the worst at by far. And as we go along, you're just like, oh, okay, we're cool.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's the first match. For all the reasons that you said, but also like as you know, a smaller guy that has to actually cut weight for his division more than you big guys. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like when you're doing the weight cut, sometimes it's like
Yeah.
you don't have enough time to fill up with fluids and stuff. So the first match, you're just like, I hope I have enough spunk to get through this, and then I can fill up and go get some more drinks when I head back. And then even at the Pan was the best I've ever felt going into the first match because I did a really good job with my weight, and then I also first round clown. So don't feel bad.
Your failure does not help me.
So as far as mindset goes, what's more dangerous, overconfidence or hesitation?
Wow. That's a really good question. I think hesitation for like competitive jiu-jitsu because especially we were talking about like 5-minute matches, there's so few windows in a 5-minute match that it's like, man, if you hesitate on one, that could have just been your only opportunity to score in that entire match and it's gone. So there's definitely something to be said about overconfidence and putting yourself in bad spots because you thought you were, better than you were, but hesitation for sure.
I would echo that times 10. I think hesitation, more matches have been lost on hesitation than overconfidence, and it's not close.
Yeah.
Overconfidence is an overbelief in yourself. You need to believe in yourself irrationally in order for you to win, especially if that guy is better than you. So, like, there's been times when, like, I was not the best person on the mat. I just believed in myself more than, like, I just did not believe I could lose. So there's a level of overconfidence that you're going to have as a competitor, especially like you're in the final against, like, let's say you're in the final against the 1 seed. You really don't think you belong here? You don't think you win? You won just as many matches as that guy did, if not more so, because he's the 1 seed. Let's go. I don't care about you. I am overconfident on borderlining arrogance at all times. But if hesitation scores that's the difference in a match. So hesitation by far.
Carter.
Yeah, definitely hesitation. Because if you're overconfident and you're wrong, you don't really lose anything. I mean, like like Navarro said, it kind of makes you go out there you're gonna be, as long as you're not overconfident into being like lax about it and thinking that you don't have to actually try. But if you just think I'm the best and you go out there and try, and then it turns out you're not the best, it's like you don't lose anything from it. When you hesitate, or when you are unsure of yourself, you know, you're gonna miss opportunities. Probably self-fulfilling prophecy type of thing.
And
Yeah,
Jeremy,
I mean, like, yeah, just the be the person to echo everything. I'd say, like, overconfidence is how we mostly operate at all given points in time. So definitely hesitation. There's been several times where you're like, oh man, should I grab that? And then it's gone, and you got a shoulder in your neck.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, it was like me. I don't even look at the seeds. I'm like, I'm the best person here. Why would I even care how IBJJF ranks people? That's like what's going on in the back of my mind, kind of. You know, I was like, because like if you go like, all right, this guy's a seed above me. Oh man, like suddenly you're just like, you've made this person a higher thing than he is. He's just a regular guy.
He's just a dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude. He just showed up to do jiu-jitsu the same as everyone else. So I'm gonna make him regret that decision.
I told you we're overconfident and borderline arrogance here.
it's fine. That's how you get to this level, though. All right, this one's gonna be a quick round because there's 4 of them here. Who in this group is the hardest role?
Hardest role in this group, Varro. Once again, we've been rolling with each other for 10 years, apparently. I didn't even know that. He's been keeping track, but like, he's always been my hardest role because we always come up with something to counter the other, and then by the next roll, that doesn't work. And it's frustrating, but it's needed.
Carter.
It's Navarro. I mean, he's just dangerous with his submissions. He puts them on hard and fast. So.
Navarro, you can't pick yourself.
Jeremy, like you said, he can counter everything I do, but the cipher just like it's like a say-in cipher. It'll work once and that's it. It'll work once and that's it. And it'll work once and that's it. And it's just round and round and round and round. It sucks, but it's makes you more creative and it like makes my mind open itself up.
And Mahoney.
I would say, like, in actual reality, Jeremy is the hardest role just because he's big. We have some really good roles sometimes, but he can decide if he wants to have a good role with me or if he wants to not have a good role with me, and I just feel like a baby. So that is annoying, but it doesn't hurt as bad because I'm able to give myself that bitch-ass excuse of, like, well, he's big, he fucked me up, right? Whereas, like, if I go with Carter, we're the same division. So if Carter messes me up, I'm like, dang, I got beat by a guy my size. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't allow you the excuse. So from a mental standpoint, Carter's actually hard because I'm like, man, we gotta go. And me and Carter always have good rounds. I actually like rolling with Navarro because Navarro goes hard. The reason everyone hates Navarro, I get spicy. I get excited. You know? So that's actually my favorite one. I would say these guys make, like, from a physical and mental aspect, make it feel harder.
Who's the most technical?
Carter
by far.
Can't pick yourself.
Honestly, I'd say right now probably Jeremy.
Ooh.
Like Jeremy did. I'm sorry, I'm really far away. Jeremy didn't used to always be super technical, but I watch him now, and like it's just different from like when I used. Because like I said, we don't cross paths that much anymore. We're not, and when we do, we're not usually rolling. But I see him doing little guy jiu-jitsu stuff. He's like boloing and weird stuff. Yeah.
Jeremy.
I mean, technical. Definitely Carter. Like, I mean, like, every now and again, like, if I get Navarro in, like, something that he hasn't realized, he'll just go, fuck it, and come at me. And then we start hitting each other like big seals fighting over, fighting over clams. And, like, same thing with Mahoney. Like, every now and again, is like, I catch him with enough, and all of a sudden he's like grabbing me, and he starts flying. I'm like, all right, I have to try to catch him. But like Carter, I watch Carter. I mean, we don't really roll as much as we used to when he first started. But like every time I see him do a match, I'm just like, I'm gonna steal a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, so it's not just me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think he realizes how much of what he does we steal from him.
Oh yes.
So like, I stole it all. So
He's just passing it around.
Things, like, he's always on game plan. Like, one of the things about heavyweights that, like, anybody who's upper weight class will tell you, at some point, this can always break down. Like, there's always the threat of this becoming a fight.
Yeah.
So, I think with the lighter weight classes, what ends up happening, like, is that, like, they will stay on task and on brand so to the point where it's like just absolute discipline. Like, and that's one of the things I really admire about Mr. Carter, especially, is because he never deviates from game plan. He's always right there, and if he loses, he understood. Like, it's very easy for him to upgrade.
Yeah.
Because he knows right here in the game plan is where it went bad. So he pinpoints that. And then he's just going to branch out, and that will become a strength very quickly. Like, probably within 2 tournaments, that becomes his strength, not his weakness.
He's very adaptive.
I feel like some people lose a match, they got to cry, watch the video, think about it, and then they know why they lost. And Carter, like, walk out the match and be like, I did this. And he immediately knows.
exactly.
Like a robot. It's kind of freaky, but it's like,
He knows what happened and what he has to do to fix it straight away.
And I have to wait 3 months to go do it again.
Who's the most stubborn out of this group?
Most stubborn, Mahoney.
Mahoney by
Definitely.
far.
Oh my gosh.
I agree.
You knew that
I
when you
concur.
wrote this question.
When I wrote it, I was like,
Every now and again, I was like, I just need to get a brick, and like, fight's over. Stop it.
And then the last one, well, I guess we kind of just answered that one. Who adapts the fastest?
Carter.
Yeah, Carter.
Carter by
Right
far.
there, Carter.
It's just such an impressive thing. We just
We just see it. We just
it's
like,
he's a machine, and he's literally just tuning himself. That's what it's supposed to be. We're all just fucking assholes.
The AI's writing its own code.
it's gonna take over. He's Skynet.
All right, so we can go ahead and wrap up on that. So again, thank you everyone for making the time in your schedules to do this and just sitting down with a dude with a laptop and, you know, talking jiu-jitsu with me. This was really, really fun. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we get out of here, shout outs, mentions, anything y'all want to leave the listeners with before we get out of here.
Mahoney F20 at johnsfitmeals.com.
Gotcha.
Mahoney Badger on Instagram.
Gotcha.
And I love my team and I love you guys.
I'll put them in the show notes.
Love you all.
I mean, I don't have like a promotion code from John's Fit Meals, but yeah, buy some John's Fit Meals. Shane's a good guy.
Oh yeah, go to my wife's blog, BrittanyBreaksBread.com.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always repping my wife, so
She
go
cooks
there.
real
She
good.
She cooks really good, and there's a what is it? I think it's takeout week this week, so she's doing like a lot of stuff like that. And no, I'm sorry, no, not takeout week. Takeout week's next week. It's blueberry week.
And just to add to that, like if you're like, oh man, he's an athlete, this is gonna be like healthy stuff. No, it's amazing how this man keeps weight. Like I've been to that house and I had to like escape from Cookie Mountain.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta. I was like, "How's your weight?" He's like, "It's terrible, man. My wife's working on a bacon cookbook. I can't get away from all the desserts."
She keeps trying to test cheesecakes on me. It's
That's
horrible.
exactly what it was.
I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the throat,
What
Mara.
a horrible life this is. Well, like last time you came over, you brought the cakes, and my wife was like, "Are you gonna eat all that?" And I was like, "I mean, I'll share." She was like, "Well, I mean, yeah, we'll have a slice." You know, took a piece, and mind you, I'm in the middle of like I'm watching my intake now. I'm eating better, and I was like, oh, why not?
It's
and
a gift.
Yeah, well, it was delicious. Number one and number two, I had to run a little bit more.
Don't do that again.
Oh, the food is amazing. Like, and the recipes are amazing too. But
Yeah,
boy, howdy,
she works very hard on them, and then I have to work very hard to burn them off. So
it's a match made in heaven.
It works. And as always, to you guys, the listeners, thank you. If y'all have any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out. You can always find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram or Off the Mats Podcast as well on Instagram. I want to give a big shout out to my crew over at Nerd Rage Radio. All right, the names: Bobby, Chris, Joe, Farrell, Marilyn Phil, Ricky Ticky, Chucky O. That's 7. I think there might be 3 more, but thank you to those guys. If it weren't for Nerd Rage Radio, I wouldn't be doing a podcast. So thanks a lot to them. I always want to shout them out. And and make sure, you guys know about them. Also want to shout out my other podcast. So, you like horror? If you're into scary movies, go check it out. I believe, I just released the Twilight Zone episode as we're talking about horror TV shows. So we crossed that theme, and it was a little weird because it's not exactly horror necessarily. It's more cultural and sci-fi. But either way, go check it out if you're into scary stuff. I think next episode we're probably going to talk about Demon Knight, perhaps. I don't know. But I know we got a Scooby-Doo episode coming up because, we got to do the episodes for the kiddies too. So go check that out again. So you like horror on Instagram, all the words separated by underscores. And last but not least, I want to thank my team here, our crew, Jeremy, Carter, Navarro, Mahoney. Thank you again, guys, for doing this. And yeah, I learned a lot. So I appreciate the hell out of everybody. And, let's go ahead and get that training in for Worlds. Y'all, not me. I'm just here.
Well, you just got to email IBJJF, like, I need to wear this rash guard. As soon as they approve it, then we're going to be messaging you a lot.
Noted.
So now he's not going to email.
Knock.
Y'all just show up like, hey, what you doing?
We got mats in the car, bro.
I was about to record.
Well, you're going to record these rolls.
All right, and thank you again, folks. Y'all know what it is.
Thanks for having us.
Y'all keep listening. We'll keep making these shows. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
They were with it. Now let me sing a song.